Yeah. Literally, I've just been, yeah, like literally every day. Just not every day, sorry, like every other day. I just feel like it's just easier to cook up. I don't know. You know, when there's like people around you and you've got like just people
Mm.
bopping about and there's like more of like an atmosphere. I don't know, just like with headphones on, you can kind of lock in a little bit more.
Yeah, I'd like to get into the coffee shop vibe like that. I tried it the other day just 'cause I was out anyway, so I thought let me just try work there for a little bit. I tried
Yeah.
making one beat, but I don't know, it just wasn't hitting the same. But I think what would help is like with you guys, for example, do you use your laptop like for everything? Like do you
Yeah,
like for example when you're recording YouTube videos, do you use a different device?
I use my laptop for everything. I don't have a monitor set up like for like the last
Mm.
year, maybe. The
Yeah.
last time I used a monitor was a while ago, so I'm kind of used to just cooking up on my laptop. I think that makes it
Yeah.
easier. If you get when you get used to like using the monitor thing and your separate mouse and that, cooking up on a laptop just seems like too small.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
that's it.
condensed. Yeah,
I
I've
think
been
that's what
slowly
it
like,
is.
I've been thinking about switching to like just the laptop again because setting up the monitor and everything yesterday, and there's so many cables and wires and stuff. And then like
Yeah.
every time I leave, like this morning, I had to like climb under the desk and unplug everything to get out. So
Yeah.
yeah, tempted to just to
But
go
see,
back to simple.
I was thinking about going the opposite way and getting like a nice big monitor, getting the trackpad again.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
There's
the
something about
trackpad.
that that something
Yeah.
about that just looks like, you know, I don't know. Sometimes I go down a rabbit hole, and I went down a rabbit hole on YouTube of like desk setups,
Mm-hmm.
and they got the really nice thumbnails where it looks like really cool. And they
Yeah.
got the big
I
big
watched a lot
monitor.
of
So
those.
I looked at that and I was like, ooh, that looks kind of saucy. Like that big. I don't know if you ever seen it, the 49-inch
Oh, the
curved
curved
monitor.
ones.
Oh, the
Yeah.
curved ones.
It's
Yeah, yeah.
huge. Yeah, that
Yeah.
looks really cool.
It does. I
I
guess
think
it
that
does
stuff
help
is
for
sick if you're just
thumbnails.
cooking up from home, doesn't it? Like if you're spending a lot of your time at home in your normal setup, then it's perfect. Like everything feels so comfortable now, but just for those reasons, like for cooking up in coffee shops or just being able to take your work anywhere, it just makes it a bit harder, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
definitely. I guess it helps if you're doing content as well to have a big screen because then like
Mm.
if you're filming it, you can actually you don't even have to technically you don't have to screen record. You can just kind of film that screen, and if you're doing like moving shots, it's easier to
Yeah,
see, either for the viewer to
that's
see, I
true.
suppose. But yeah, it's just that toss up. Like, do you want to be portable or do you want to just have a bougie setup at home and you can just work from there? It's like
Yeah.
it's hard to
Because
get
even
best
if
of
you're
both.
working from the same laptop and just plugging it into a monitor, that helps. Because I feel like even just using someone else's laptop is weird. Like even though it's still my laptop, I don't use it that much. I only use it for sessions. So when I go from cooking up on this computer to a laptop in a session, I'm just like, man, everything feels weird. It's like, I don't
Yeah,
know, I just can't cook up the same with it. But at least if
for
you're
you it
using that
must.
same laptop and then just plugging in a monitor, then at least it's almost the same feeling.
Yeah, I guess for you it's worse though because you go from PC to
Oh
Mac when you go
yeah,
to portable as well, right?
Yeah, and that's horrible, man. Like the shortcuts are different. Everything just
Yeah,
feels different.
yeah.
And
Like
then
the
the
imagine.
commands
projects,
button.
like
Sorry, go
yeah,
on.
command instead of control, option instead of alt, and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
then the other thing is, it's like if you're cooking up on a MacBook, the VSTs that you use, a lot of them open as like AU plugins instead of VSTs, unless you specifically choose VST, which I always just forget because I just pull up the first plugin. And then if I try and open that project on this computer, none of the plugins open because they've all been the Mac versions, the AU ones. So I'm like, man, wish I
Yeah.
never fucking bought this Mac.
I remember that when you
But
got
it's
like
just so smooth for other things, like
yeah.
AirDrop and shit. Everything's like
Yo,
nice
man,
with
that's the
that.
best.
Yeah, I remember that time when you had that because you bought the M1 or the M2 or something, then you got the other one like you
Oh yeah,
upgraded, and then you was like,
yeah.
oh my laptop, I was like I had to upgrade to the other one because this one just keeps crashing, and then like 10 minutes later, you went, do you want to buy a laptop? I was like, nah, I'm good. I was like,
I
nah, I'm
remember
good.
that.
Yeah,
You know what
do
it
you know
was
the
though? It was because I
Oh,
was just
sorry.
gonna say it's all the updates, man. So I think what happened was I didn't update for a long time because a lot of the plugins hadn't caught up. But because I didn't update my Mac, I think FL had already updated to match the Mac. So then it was just causing crashes. Once I
Okay.
updated it, like everything was fine. You just got to give it time for all the plugins to catch up to it, which is the
Yeah,
annoying thing.
yeah, it's like a little like stopgap. You got to kind of just deal with it until
Yeah,
until it all gets updated. Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
that like last year when me and Ocean were running sessions, I had I had a problem because my laptop looks like a Mac. I think it was kind of built to look kind of like just more like a minimal kind of like Apple kind of computer, like a Mac basically. And every time I was in sessions, we'd cook up. Mainly, we'd cook up on FL for the most part, and then switch to Logic to record. But we'd finish, and it'd be like, or like they'd turn up and be like, "Oh, like, what are you working on?" And they'd be like, "Oh, I'll airdrop you this," and then I'm on Windows, and they'd be like, "Are you?" And like every time, I'm like, "Yeah, I have to WeTransfer it," which was a bit of a pain, but not a huge one. But yeah,
you can use Snapdrop. Have you ever tried that? It's like the Windows equivalent, but it's like it's not really the same. It's like you have to go to snapdrop.net or something like that, and then you drag the file in there, but it's just not like AirDrop,
that does not sound as seamless as AirDrop.
No.
Nah. It's trying to be AirDrop, but it just can't be it.
Yeah.
You know that Tom Starr that I linked up with, that producer from Ibiza? Well, he's from the UK, but he lives in Ibiza. He's the one that got me wanting to just work from a laptop, man, because when he brought his laptop here for our session, he said that he was just used to working in like big studios because he does a lot of kind of low-key like co-producing for like big house DJs and big house producers, and so he was used to being in all these like crazy big studios with all this equipment, and he was just saying the same thing, like when he'd go from that to a laptop and everything just felt a bit weird. So then he kind of just got used to, he just kind of made it a habit. He'd just take his laptop anywhere and just start cooking up. And then when he'll shout me sometimes for like OBS help and stuff, and I think it was raining outside, it was just a miserable day here, and he's like, "Jay, I need your help with something," and then he's just showing me his laptop. He's just cooking up on a balcony in Ibiza, the sun's out, everything's just looking perfect. I'm like, yo, that would be the benefit of just being able to cook up anywhere on a laptop. You can just go wherever.
Yeah, I do need some heat this year, boys. Need to get some more sun, and I think I've been away properly since like Cyprus.
Yeah.
To cook
man, yeah, that's like a year and a bit.
Yeah,
now.
me too, actually.
Yeah.
Feels like a long time ago.
That's the lifestyle though, man. Just to move about, portable laptop, headphones, nothing else really. Just so you can just cook up wherever. It's like, that's definitely a goal.
Yeah, I think it becomes a habit as well. Like when you get used to just the constraints of your laptop and just like having to pencil stuff in, like I don't know, it just brings out a different creativity, I think, too, which is nice.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyone want to buy?
You're gonna get a Razer or something like that. That's what UFO guys are using.
Yeah, I feel like I would be better on something like that. I like the look and feel of MacBooks. Everything's just so smooth, but I think I do like the functionality of a Windows PC more. I think I'm just used to it.
Yeah, I think that's it. And like just whatever you come up with, I guess. Yeah, just kind of get used to how it all works. But yeah, I remember when we did that. The only thing with Windows is they get really hot. Like they get way hotter than Macs for some reason. It's like whenever I screen record, the fans just start going crazy, and like it just gets really warm. But I guess other than that, I'm kind of like a Windows guy too. Yeah.
I guess that's one good thing about Macs, isn't it? Especially like the newer versions with the M1 chip. Like it's so quiet, you can do everything, and you don't hear anything.
Yeah, well, now that the M1 chip is there, I'm not gonna lie. Like Mac is just way better than it used to be, because when it was that, I bought like a brand new Mac maybe like 2020, but it was still the old chip, and that shit was just crashing all the time for no reason.
That was the one I had as well.
Opening properly, and then I literally had that for like 6 months to a year maximum, and I upgraded, and now like this one runs super smooth. Like I'm definitely gonna. I've had this 2 years. I'll probably have it for like another 2 to 3, easy.
Do you keep it updated constantly?
I don't think so. I think it always warns me, like the thing that says, "Oh yeah, update," but I just ignore it.
Because I had a session with Quincy Tellum the other day, and we were recording everything, and I had my Mac with me, and I was the same as you. I had that same one around like 2020. I think that's the one I was trying to sell to you guys, and then I got the M1 version as well. But then even in the session that I had with him, it must have crashed on me like 3 times. I was like, my PC doesn't really do that. Yeah, just FL though. It must have just been a FL thing.
Yeah, maybe
I haven't updated it for a while, so I don't know if that was why. I didn't want to update in case all my plugins didn't work.
Yeah, it's tough.
Mac problems, man.
But
Yeah.
you know what it is? It's like once you're in the ecosystem of Mac, then it's
Yeah,
like hard to come out. Like I've literally got AirPods,
I feel
iPhone,
yeah.
Mac, iPad. Like to introduce a Windows is going to be so foreign. It's just like I don't connect to
Yeah,
nothing.
it's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
It's
That's how
true.
they
I do
get
have
it, guys.
AirPods and an iPhone, and it makes it easier, doesn't it, to connect to everything?
Way easier. You just put it on. It's connected. I go over to
Do
my
you like
phone.
those
It's
pros that you've
connected.
got on?
I do. I do. They're really good at noise cancelling. When I first got them, though, I felt they were uncomfortable. But now that I've
Mm.
worn them quite a lot, they're nice. I don't know if
I
it's
hear,
worth 550 though.
yeah, I hear mixed reviews on them.
Fuck.
Like you said that you like them, and then I've heard other people say they're not that great. Like the quality's not
They,
that great, but I've just never tested them.
I think the quality is good. I think that the noise cancellation is great. I like to cook up on them as well. It doesn't really
Mm.
have like maybe because I'm using Logic as well. In FL, it might be a different story, but in Logic, like
Yeah.
there's almost no latency.
Mm.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's really good. Have you got
I
the
seem to get it with normal AirPods, with like the smaller ones. I seem to get latency with those, but I guess they're just
yeah,
built
more
different.
so.
have you got the VR yet?
Now I've been seeing that all over Insta.
Yeah, I've
Man,
seen
that's
Eldre and Decap and everyone cooking up with
Yeah,
it.
yeah, that's
that
crazy,
looks
man.
so hard to cook up on there.
Yeah.
It's
Does
like you
look
move your
different.
head, the whole door moves.
Yeah, it seems quite trippy. I saw like I've been seeing clips pop up everywhere of people using them. It's almost like it's taking over people. Like it's just the new, not a new norm, but like people are people are driving in them. I saw a guy driving a fucking Cybertruck whilst on it. Like he had them on and he was just touching nothing in his car. Some guy drove past filming him. I was like, what?
Wow.
That's
And
crazy.
then there was like a guy walking through like New York City, crossing like a busy road with it on, and he was like, "Stop it!" He stopped in the middle of the road and went and was like doing all these hand gestures to nothing with his headset. And then all the comments were like, "He's just asking to get robbed." So yeah,
Yeah.
if you walking through New York with that on, you're gonna something's gonna go down.
Yeah, they look mad. They look like they'd be fun to use for a weekend, but I don't know if I'm ready to buy one like that. I don't know if I'd use it enough. And I feel
Yeah.
like because it's the first one from the Apple series for headsets, it's only just gonna get like smaller over time, isn't it? Like I bet in 10, 15 years time we look back and think, remember when everyone was wearing those big fucking things on their
Yeah,
head?
Yeah, that's how it always goes.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like wired headphones, right? When I see people wear the
yeah,
wired AirPods, I'm like, oh shit, like, that's old school. That's only like
yeah,
5 years ago, maybe even less.
yeah. That's true.
yeah. Literally, man. Time moves quick. We're gonna be walking around with like Iron Man glasses at some point. 10 years time.
I know. Well, apparently, Elon Musk just did his first Neuralink in a human, didn't he? Did you see that? I didn't read
Oh,
into it properly, but apparently he did like the first successful, like, I don't know what you call it, but he basically put Neuralink into someone.
Wow, that's mad. I thought he said he
So
was going to do it to himself first. Like he was going to be the first test subject.
he was definitely capping, wasn't it? It's just like, it's like, I promise it's good. I'll do it to myself first. And
Yeah,
then,
I'll be the first one to try it, and then present someone
yeah.
else. Yeah. Would you get that done?
So
Would you
it's
do that
crazy
if it
times.
was like a normal thing to get the Neuralink?
Nah, not right now. It's too early, I think. But
yeah,
then I
I think
reckon
it's
there
too
will be a
early.
time when everyone's got it and you'll be left behind because everyone's just going to be. He's literally saying you'll be able to communicate without even writing or typing. You're just thinking it. So if
Yeah.
everyone else is communicating by thought, it's like telepathic shit. And you're just going to be there with your old brick iPhone just typing away. Obviously, you'll
On
feel
your
left out, but that's
these will be
years in the
burner
future.
phones back in the day. In a few years' time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
it's crazy, man. It's kind of scary, but it's obviously exciting to see.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
But I'm
What do
gonna
you guys-
wait. I'll let everyone test it first, and wait till they've got like version 10 out or something, a stable
Yeah.
version.
Yeah, 100%. There's got to be some bugs with it in the beginning, and then
Yeah.
got to wait for it to smooth out a little bit. No, I was just gonna say what you guys have been on with, but
I mean, this week not loads, just the usual. This week, I'm still working on my bundle, which is gonna be dropping next month. The bundle's like it's kind of world themed. Like a lot of the sounds are inspired by like Japan, China, even like like Indian instruments and stuff like that. So I've had like a player play some phrases for it, some like live percussion made for the drum kit, just trying to get some like different sounds, some unique stuff. So I'm just getting on with that at the moment. I'm doing all the drums and the loops for it, so I've been working on those. And then yeah, that's it really. Apart from that, just recording. Had that session with Quincy Tellum last week, which was good.
Nice.
Have you guys ever linked up with him?
No.
He's a good producer, man. Obviously, it's M Huncho's main producer, isn't it? So he was just telling me a few stories about that. It just seemed like it's just like that classic producer story, which a lot of big producers say you should do. You know, just coming up with an artist, because them two like really came up together, and M Huncho's huge, isn't he? So he's just telling me a few interesting stories about that. And obviously, M Huncho this whole time he's had to hide his identity, and he's done it successfully. Like I don't think anyone actually knows what it looks like, do they? Like I don't think I've ever seen it.
Somebody leaked it, but nobody cared.
Okay.
Was that actually him though? Because I remember someone saying they leaked it, but it turned out not to be him, unless it was a different one.
The one I saw, it was like a rapper's management basically was in the session and took like a sneak peek.
Oh,
and put it out. But I think like the reaction wasn't like, oh my god, that's M Huncho. It's like, why would you do that? Right. I don't think people really want, like, I think the mystique is actually like carried over for so long. We kind of like that we don't really know you know who he is. I think people like to keep it like that, you know.
I like that though. He was just saying, he was just telling me about the lengths they have to go through, because obviously they do a lot of traveling together, because Quincy's his like tour DJ as well. But he's saying they have to go into the airport at separate times, like sit in different seats. They can never go out for food together, because obviously people see Quincy and then would just clock that it's him as well. And obviously these two are like boys as well. Like they're just with each other a lot. So he just said like the stuff they have to do is crazy. Just kind of interesting.
Yeah, I never thought about that, but that is true. If you clock Quincy, then you clock him for sure.
Yeah.
And I guess at that point it's obvious. Like you could definitely recognize him if you see Quincy.
Yeah,
like, just from looking at him.
Just the voice.
So, but it's, I mean, I can see why he's done it though, because I guess like in the beginning, you might not think you're gonna get like crazy famous, but he obviously had the vision, and then once you're famous, it's too late. Then you can't hide your face then. But it would be nice to have that level of success, but then also for you to be able to just go out and just do normal shit that you wouldn't normally get to do. Like think about someone like Justin Bieber, for example. Like he can never just go out and have a normal day without 100 people running up to him. That must be a crazy feeling.
I guess there's pros and cons though, because Justin Bieber could like, I don't know if you ever saw the Kanye West podcast with Drink Champs, but one time he was like, he walked into the Sheraton or the Four Seasons, one of these big hotels, and they're like, we ain't got no room. And he's like, okay, but you know who I am? And they're like, okay, we'll give you the suite. Shit like that that like only clout can pay for. There's something, I think he was trying to basically say that there's some things money can't buy. At some point, it's just status.
That's true.
Yeah, but 100%.
It depends what you want. Do you want status? Do you want that? Do you want to be able to go out?
What do you think you'd want?
Some people would prefer. I don't know, bro. Because I don't know. I can't imagine Justin Bieber famous, man. Like, that kind of fame is wild.
Yeah, it's kind of scary because like,
you literally can't do anything.
Yeah, you can't do anything.
It's so invasive as well. People outside your house and always want to be up in your business. And at some point, man, that must be so annoying. But at the same time, I'm sure, you know, he might just be able to just sit down with the king of Dubai. I don't know if there is a king of Dubai, but you can just go to Dubai and the king of Dubai will be like, come to my restaurant now, like let's have a talk. Or sit down with a few billionaires and be like, this is what you should do with your investments. Like,
you
get you in the room.
You might just have to be in the right place. So I wonder if paparazzi is different in countries like Dubai. I don't know if it is, but it feels like in America, for example, like it's so invasive, like people can just chill outside your house and just follow you everywhere. But I wonder if different countries have different laws.
I've heard like as well, like different medias are different. So for example, like I was watching the Robbie Williams documentary, and even the David Beckham one to an extent, and they like the English media kind of like can't wait for you to fall off and then completely tear you down, like completely cancel you. So that's why they end up like moving to US for like a bit of like a fresh start, because there it's not as mean. Like the mentalities are a little bit different. So maybe like if you're famous in certain countries, it might be better than being famous in another one.
That's true.
Yeah, I hear that. I think like I feel like you would get. I feel like the stars get looked after more in places like Dubai and like Qatar and stuff like that for some reason. Because I've heard a few stories. Like, have you heard the story about like Lil Wayne when he went over there? I think it was Dubai. He flew in, and then some member, I don't know, like the airport security or something, was like, you can't take this jewelry in with him. He had like a bunch of jewelry that he was taking in with him, and then he kicked off. He didn't kick off a lot, but he was just like saying like, "Wow, what's the problem?" And then the Prince of Qatar or whatever it was, like someone that was high up in Qatar, like royalty, was like, "What is the problem? What is the problem?" And he told him the problem, and he was like basically just sacked that guy. And then he said, "We're so sorry, Lil Wayne." He's like, "What's your favorite color?" He was like, "Red." He's like, "What's your favorite car?" He was like, "Lamborghini." He went, "Okay, we'll have a Lamborghini."
I heard this.
Yeah,
he
just got
him a Lamborghini.
Yeah, just got a brand new Lamborghini, and then that was like his apology for being like fucked with. Yeah,
that's crazy. Did you guys listen to the Russ podcast with
bro.
That
was fucking sick.
One?
Did you listen to it?
I haven't finished it. I'm like halfway through, but it's sick.
Yeah,
but he was telling a similar story, but I can't remember the country he was in. He didn't get bought a Lamborghini or anything, but he was just saying he was performing somewhere, and everyone, like, the rules were everyone had to sit down, like no one could dance.
Yeah,
he wasn't allowed to dance.
This was in Qatar.
Oh, is it Qatar?
One of these Middle Eastern countries for sure.
Yeah, so like Russ is quite. Obviously, a lot of his music is quite like energetic, so he wasn't allowed to dance on stage, and people in the audience weren't allowed to dance either. They had to sit down, and if someone stood up, like security would come and tell them to sit down.
Oh, he wasn't allowed to dance. He wasn't allowed to dance as well.
None of them. Yeah, no one's allowed to dance. And then
or swear as well. Nothing like that.
Yeah, that was the other thing. No swearing. And then he said, like halfway through, I don't know if it was security or someone came up to him and basically said that it was like the prince or whatever, their daughter wanted a picture. But he was like, "Bro, I'm busy. I'm doing my show." So he said no, basically. But obviously, because he said no to like the prince, then he just felt a bit weird after. But it got smoothed over. But
wow,
that's crazy. That he could just be in the middle of a performance, and his daughter's like, "I want a picture with him." So they're just willing to go and stop the show to get a picture with Rush.
Yeah, like thousands of people watching. You just go like, "1 minute, guys, pause the song. We go take a photo."
Yeah. So is it? I need to finish that episode. It is a sick one. I've always liked Ross. I feel like
his knowledge
been
on the music industry is insane. He just knows, like, he breaks it down very well, like what happens behind the scenes. Of he makes a good case for why people should stay independent, but then he's also got like insight on why signing is good too. Like, he has good perspective of both sides, which is nice.
Definitely, he's always been like a powerful voice for the independent people, hasn't he? And he's kind of stuck to that as well. He's been in deals in the past, but he's always I feel like he's always been true to himself. It's been good to see.
Yeah.
Plus, he's got the same birthday as me as well, so I feel like we're
September
boys.
26th.
Yeah.
Yeah, Russ is sick.
But yeah, man, I think that clout can get you in places and in rooms and stuff which money can't buy sometimes. But it might come out the cost of, but it will come out the cost of peace. So
has clout ever worked for you? Like even at this level?
Yeah, that's the crazy thing. I think like it works at all levels.
Have you got some stories
of big as possible,
or maybe one example where it's happened to you?
Just little ones, really. Like just being in a restaurant and then the server is someone who recognizes me and decides to just pay for my whole meal or pay for my drink or some shit. That's happened a few times.
That's sick.
Or like,
that's cool.
Yeah, usually like, oh, don't worry about it. Just come in. Like going to places, that happens.
Yeah.
Which is insane. But imagine now, like, okay, if I was actually really like clouted up, maybe I had a couple million on Instagram or something. Like that perception really changed. Yeah, that's the thing. It doesn't change you, but people change their perception of you. It just
people act different. Yeah. But I guess it's like a double-edged sword because you do get like all these perks, but then at the same time you're like, fuck, like people just it's hard to trust people, I suppose, because there's always like that hit that agenda, like, oh, you've got X amount of people behind you and this amount of clout. So if I help you, get you a drink or whatever, then it could just be a like strategic.
Yeah.
Or even just like you're talking to someone and, oh, let's follow each other on Instagram. Then they see your Instagram, they see you're doing stuff. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah, they
just take it a bit more serious now. Yeah. Like you feel that energy shift. It's unfortunate, but I mean, I understand it too. I do get it. But, yeah.
So let's say you have like tons of clout. Let's say you're like, you're just famous and fairly well known like across the world. Let's say you go to like a restaurant and it's full, and you're clouted up, and then you go in and like they know who you are. Would you let them kick someone off a table to give you a table?
Depends how hungry I am.
That's a tricky one.
Man.
Yeah, I remember Joe was talking about it.
You'd feel like a dick, wouldn't you? But
that'd be so awkward.
I couldn't do that, man. I couldn't do that. No matter how.
That'd be a bit mad.
Yeah, I think Joe Rogan was talking about it, and then like some guys were talking about how they did it, and then Joe was like, "No, I could never do it." Like, he was just like properly against it. But I guess it depends, doesn't it? If it was burrito, I mean, like a Mexican place, Jay's
if you're on a
kicking
date
anyone off the
you
table.
have nowhere else to go.
Ow! I need my burrito.
Yeah, hunger can do some crazy things to you, but I'd like to think that I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. But it's weird for producers, because I feel like unless you're like Metro or Wheezy or someone that's like more of a brand as opposed to like a producer, I suppose it's not as common to be like on that up there in terms of that level. Maybe like Timbaland, Pharrell.
Yeah, definitely.
But in terms of like the amount of producers that are famous compared to the amount of like singers and like they make like the front, it's like way less than the actual
for sure.
artist.
And even like the biggest ones.
I was just gonna say that's the good thing about producing though, because there's tons and tons of producers who are uber successful. Like I'm talking billions and billions of streams that they've been songwriters and producers for. But like you just don't even know who they are. Kind of like you might know their name, but you don't really know their face. Like I literally just come across someone. I was going through someone's credits, saw this one guy. He's written all these massive songs. He could walk past me in the street tomorrow. Like I won't remember his face.
Yeah,
that's a cool thing about production. Sometimes like, you can remain somewhat anonymous.
Yeah,
I wonder if they like that.
Know.
I wonder if they like that, or if they sometimes are thinking, you know what, all these artists are getting all this recognition, all these free meals and shit. Like I want a bit of that. I've got these billions of streams.
Yeah, that's also true. Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, I guess it just depends, innit? Like, some people are happy to just kind of take a back seat, and then others do want like a bit more of the limelight. But
yeah.
I bet. Do you know what? I bet like people that are in the limelight, like Metro, I bet they'd say like, "I wish I was more in the background." And then,
that's what you hear a lot. Like famous people wish they were low key, but with the money.
Yeah, grass is always greener. And then like you get like
honestly,
successful.
When you think about it, all those things that I was saying, like clout can get you into rooms, which money can't. But actually, money can. It's just a high price. So maybe it's just worth to pay that really high price.
But I guess as
there's
well,
a price
though,
on everything.
If you're successful in like a certain field and there's a certain room you want to get in, they'll probably know you anyway. Like you don't have to have crazy clout to get recognized. You'd need crazy clout to get recognized on the street regularly, but to get in a certain room with like a certain businessman or something in like a certain niche, unless you go into like a brand new niche where you're completely new to it, but you're famous in doing something else, I guess like it's likely they're going to know who you are as well. So
yeah, I guess you'd be respected in your field, wouldn't you? Because people just know, like as producers, we know like other producers just from like looking into it, checking credits and things like that.
Exactly.
But not everyone does that.
In fact, Ocean, you got recognized secondhand last week. I was at I went to this like creatives event just down the road near like this in Cleethorpes, just like half an hour drive from Louth. And this guy came over to talk to me, and I don't know what he was, like a videographer, and he said he used to produce and kind of dabbles in it every now and then. And I was like, oh, what door are you in? He's like, Logic. I was like, oh, nice. Like, do you watch any like YouTube stuff? He's like, yeah, I've been banging Ocean for a bit. I was like, oh, nice, man. Not banging Ocean. Pause. But yeah, he was like, oh yeah, no Ocean. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, nice one. He goes, how about you? I was like, yeah. I was like, to be fair, I worked with him a little bit here and there. And he went, hang on a minute. He went, do you do YouTube as well? I was like, yeah. He went, I recognize you too. I was like, yeah. But yeah, he was.
I see you in the thumbnails when I'm watching Ocean's video. You really recommend it, but
I don't click on it. I don't watch them. I don't watch that shit. Yeah. And,
you know when you get recognized sometimes, like I was out on Saturday, and luckily it happened before I was drunk, because I got hella drunk on Saturday, man, and I was acting so foolish. But before that, someone clocked me. But sometimes when people clock you, I don't know if I know them and I've just forgot who they are, or they just have seen you from YouTube. Like, because sometimes people will come up and be like, are you Jay from YouTube? And it's like, okay, yeah, you obviously don't know me. But then sometimes, like this guy, he just came up and he's like, yo, Jay, what's good, man? I'm like, yo, what's good? And I'm thinking, I know this guy. And he's just chatting like, yeah, I didn't know you from Ends, man. How long you been here? Like, I was like, well, you know, just having like a normal chat with this guy. And I'm still trying to figure out like if I actually know him, because I don't want to be rude and be like, wait, who are you? And then he's like, bro, we used to know each other 10 years ago.
Yeah, used to go to school together or something.
Yeah, so it was just like an awkward interaction. It was for me anyway. And then towards the end, he was like, I can't remember what he said. He said something that made me think, okay, yeah, maybe he doesn't know who I am. But that like first interaction, those first few words can just throw you off guard a bit. Makes you think if you actually... So my memory is terrible, man. Like sometimes I'll like see people, or I just forget people that I might have known from like back in school or whatever.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Yeah, that's too easy to happen, especially when you've had drinks as well. Like,
yeah,
shit gets hard. Oh my god, yeah, in Manchester.
Yeah, just with one of my boys that I haven't been out with for a while. We were only meant to go for food. We ended up just having a few drinks, and then it just got out of control, man. I think we were out till like, I think I got home like just before 7. Like we were everywhere. We met up at 6 the night before, just for food. So we were out for almost like, for 12 hours.
Wow, shift, man, that's insane.
You went in, man. You went in.
I know.
That's a big night.
It's going crazy, but
gotta be done every now and then.
It's good though. You gotta have those. You gotta blow some steam every now and again. It's not often I do that.
Yeah. You don't really drink, do you?
Surprisingly, I didn't feel too bad when I woke up.
Oh, really?
No hangover.
You was probably still drunk, man.
I did, but it wasn't like... Yeah, I think I woke up at like 12 and I still felt drunk. And then I was just chilling from there. Just ordered a sandwich from Uber Eats. And then just chilled. So I wasn't feeling great, but I managed to get through it.
Yeah. Oh, man. I feel like those nights where... Like that. I know, we keep talking about doing it. We almost did it in Cyprus, didn't we? When Jack wanted to go.
Oh man, that would not be in the place though, bro.
That was so dead. There's like so many kids.
Too old for that.
Yeah,
too old.
As soon as we got to that area, I was like, this is not the vibe. Not the vibe. Yeah, that place we went to before was good though.
I've never felt
that was
so
kind
old in my life, bro.
Oh,
I hear you.
It was ridiculous. But to be fair, that place we came from was nice though. Like we went to that when we went to that shisha bar, that was kind of a good vibe. Like there's people are like kind of around our age, sort of early 30s, late 20s.
Yeah.
And then as soon as we got away from there and went to that other place, like to the area where all the club areas were, like 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds just running around. Felt terrible, man. Felt good. Jack was still good though. Jack was good to go.
He's young though, isn't he, man? He was blending. Yeah. He was blending right in there.
Yeah, he was fine. It's just us old heads. Yeah, man.
Yeah, we got to go to like an Ibiza or Marbella or one of these places where it's a bit older crowds.
Ibiza could be a good trip. Ibiza could be a good trip though. Tom Star that I was talking about, he keeps saying like whenever you're free, like come over. Because he's got a nice studio set up there, and they do these like interviews where everyone's just sat around the pool, like talking music and stuff. So he was like, we'll do some stuff like that, cook up. So I'm sure he'd be down for everyone to pull up.
Yeah. I'd love to go. Because because it's just so musical, isn't it? Like so much shows, so much DJs and shit that happens in IP.
Mm-hmm.
I heard
especially now you're making a lot more house. Be perfect.
Yeah,
for you.
no, definitely. One of the, if it's not this summer, next summer for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have you looked into doing any DJing? Actually, no, scrap that question.
Did I tell you guys that randomly I met a DJ on an airplane?
Oh, really?
No.
Shit, no.
I don't know how
that?
like just chance managed this to happen. No, I'm not gonna mention his name, but yeah, just somehow we met on the plane. I think he was
big
super
DJ.
off his. Yeah, I didn't know who he was, but
Right.
you see the Instagram, you're like, oh shit.
Whoa. Fuck.
And he was coming to the place to perform like this massive show amongst other big DJs, but was having a conversation. He basically told me not to get into DJing.
Really?
And then, but he was super off it, bro. He was like, I don't know, drunk or on something.
Oh wow.
Was it?
That lifestyle, living that lifestyle.
Yeah, man. He told me.
Why was he
like,
saying not to get into it? Like, what was it? What was it? What were his
to be fair, he
reasons?
gave me some other good advice, but that one he was like, loads of people getting into DJing now because of Skepta. But like they're not from the scene. I think, but I've heard this kind of this mentality from DJs where it's kind of like they try and protect it almost.
Yeah.
They're very tribal about their shit. But yeah, it was just like, yeah, if you haven't been doing it for a long time, you're probably not natural at it. You would have picked up DJing when you was a kid. But then he gave some advice like, oh, don't keep yes men around you, blah, blah, blah. But it was mad because he warned me. He said, when I fall asleep, sometimes I move, but like, don't wake me up, just like put me back. And I was like, weird thing to say, but it's probably not that deep.
He said,
and then
what? Don't wake me up, but what?
Just move me to the side kind of thing. And I was just like, okay,
oh, like if he like leans on you.
Yeah, but no, this guy was fucking flapping. I'll be sleeping, then all of a sudden I just feel like bang, 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 and then his arm is on my leg, like just literally on my leg. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Pushed his arm back, and then he'll shift, stay good for like 2 minutes, and then randomly just like flap again.
Oh my god! Fuck, man.
I was like, nah, bro, that's
not what you need on a flight. This
cannot be happening, bro. Nah.
Jeez. Maybe he's trying to warn you to stay away from that lifestyle, man. But as long as you're not drinking and doing drugs, you're good.
That DJ lifestyle is tough, man. Because if you're traveling non-stop, you kind of just don't really have much of a routine, and travel just becomes.
Yeah.
I think people start to enjoy the travel less because it's not even like you get to stay in these places and check it out most of the time. It's like you go to the airport, you perform, you come back to the airport on the next flight to the next place.
Yeah, you're not enjoying the country. It's just work, isn't it? At that point.
Yeah, you got to have a proper you got to be disciplined and have a regime to keep yourself healthy because, like, when you think about it, you're not even getting like proper 8 hours sleep a lot of the time.
No. Yeah.
Especially every time zone is fucking just different. It's a mess. So you have to really like take
jet lagged everywhere.
Yeah, a lot of people think like people like rappers and DJs and stuff that fly private. They think it's because they want to splash the cash and look like a certain way, but a lot of the times it is just so they can have like a space to lay down and actually sleep. Because if they were just riding business class everywhere, it's still you're not getting like the best sleep. You're not like actually sleeping. You kind of
man.
Yeah, you need
and
that
sometimes
area.
It's the only way to get to a gig on time, literally.
Yeah.
Some of the shows they do really are like pushing the time limit fine. I watched this guy called James Hype. I actually seen him live, and he was, not gonna lie, like master of his craft. But sometimes you see like he would do a show in New York and then need to catch a plane to arrive in like an LA or something to play a show the same day, and then fly to like San Diego and play the show the same, like 3 shows in a night.
That's crazy.
You have to like really time it to be able to pull that off.
Yeah, like you finish your set, you just straight out of the venue, straight to the next place. That must be crazy, man.
That is intense.
Yeah, super intense, especially in the beginning.
We were talking about this on the my bad. I was just gonna say they were talking about it on the Russ podcast as well, but it just got me thinking like I bet a residency DJ must be cool as well. Like that Tom, for example, he's just based in Ibiza, and he just has he's just like a resident DJ at one of the big clubs there. So if you're just in that same spot and that's your job, just like DJing at that place, that would be kind of sick, because you still get the same like vibe of being up there with thousands of people in front of you, but you're obviously not jet lagged and you can just go straight home after your show.
Yeah. But then some DJs, they have a residency, but still tour. So they'll tour like in the week, but then try and make it back for their residency on let's say on a Wednesday, and then Thursday they're out again touring until they get back on Wednesday.
Wow. Yeah.
Intense.
That's what you're getting into, Ocean, man. It's just gonna be a routine.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm still coming at the DJ thing as a music producer, really. Like, I'm first and foremost a music producer, so I know I'm just never gonna be that guy who's been DJing for 15 years everywhere. I'm the guy that just knows how to make music, knows how to make good tracks, and kind of crossing over into DJing.
Yeah.
You know?
How do you feel about the guy trying to, like, I guess, protect
I
the
hear
scene?
it, but I'm not trying to. I hear it. I know what he's saying, but obviously, I'm just not gonna. Like, that's just one person's opinion. Who cares?
Yeah.
Bro, if Skepta can sell out drum sheds with 15,000 people, anything's fucking possible, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it could be, you could say the same about producing as well. Like, think about people that were producing like way before we had all these crazy tools that allowed us to do it so quick. They might be like, oh, these producers, they haven't been doing it all their life. They've only been producing 2 years. Like, you can't be a real producer. But in reality, the technology has just made it easier to be able to do it in a couple of years instead of spending 15 years doing it.
And also, it's like, what about YouTube as well? Like, people in the beginning would have thought, like, who are you to think you could get 100k subscribers? And then you just go and do it. I don't know. These are limiting beliefs that other people have, and you just can't let them put that on you. That's their reality, but it's not necessarily yours. You know what I'm saying? I hear what
100%.
he's saying, and I understand like his point of view as a DJ. Like, he wants to keep it as this thing that, you know, I mean, he's been doing it for like 25 plus years or some shit, maybe 30, and like that's his livelihood, and he doesn't like people who just dabble in it because of TikTok and all this kind of stuff coming in and infiltrating. They're not real DJs, blah blah blah. You even get that with producers, the old heads that used to be back in the days, like, oh, they're using doors, they're not, or they're using loops, they're using samples, they're not making them anything. Like, everyone's gonna have something to say, but of course, it is what it is. It's what it is, man.
Do you feel
Speaking
like...
of, I was going to say, speaking from starting producing, do you want to play our first beats today?
Oh, fuck yeah. Okay.
Might as well, why not? Have you got yours pulled up?
I have got one, yeah. I couldn't find like
we'll be able to hear it.
First. Well, you can screen share here, so I think if I do that, it should be all right.
Yeah.
Who wants to go first?
Silence.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Oh, wait, what? Where's my beats gone?
Okay, cool.
So is this your actual first beat?
This is the first one I ever finished. 23rd of January, 2016.
Damn.
2016.
2016, yeah, man. Immediately as I played it, I could feel the bass rumbling in my headphones.
Well, like rumbly bass.
Scratch or loops?
From scratch. I got into loops late, man. 2018, maybe.
Oh, damn.
It gets worse, trust me.
Ooh. Chord switch.
10 chords. The little box
that's
as well.
me. I'm not gonna lie, at the time I thought that was so sick, changing the key like that.
Oh my god.
Man.
It's not terrible, not terrible.
Yeah,
come a long way.
Not the worst.
Yeah.
It's not the worst, like beat from scratch as well.
I could do mine now if you want, and then we could switch to yours. But this isn't like an old. This isn't like first beat, because there is a lot worse beats than this. But there is. This is like the first beat I uploaded to BeatStars. So
yeah.
What year was this?
This would have been 2016 or 17. Yeah, around then. It wouldn't let me scroll back on the BeatStars site, so I had to just do it on my like pro page. But yeah, we'll see how it sounds anyway. Can you guys hear that? Hang on a minute. You guys hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Purchase your tracks today.
Classic tag.
Okay, I like the bounce of this one.
It's not much enough.
Purchase your tracks today.
Yeah, it kind of loops at that point.
I could hear a few people on that. I could hear like some American artists, right. You know, like I'm trying to think, maybe someone like DaBaby or someone that can get a bit foolish on there.
Yeah, it's not really. I feel like mine wasn't fair. Honestly, I'm gonna have to try and find those beats because I made the first few beats that I made were like house beats. It's because I used to listen it's because I used to listen to Major Lazer, like to begin with, and I was like, I want to try and make something like that. And it was honestly, it was fucking terrible. It was absolutely terrible. But yeah, for some reason, my SoundCloud, it's just not got any of those old tracks on it anymore. But I have to figure it out. Try and figure out for the next one.
Yeah, I've got a couple that I could play, but I think this one's just a bit more random, so I'll play this one. So let me know if you can hear it.
Yeah.
Cool sample. I feel like I'm watching a Disney movie from the 90s or something.
Cactus.
Whoa.
No way. Whoa. Wow.
Yeah.
It sounds like WWE from the 90s or something.
Yeah. Or like a PlayStation 1 music, like soundtrack. That's crazy. Man, the elephant.
Wow. My guys, I gotta go. I gotta run.
Oh, okay, no problem, man.
All right, good to speak to you.
Yeah, likewise, man. Take care, man.
All right, bros. Take care.